Welcome back. So this is the second video in the new helmet, the HJC IS17 that I got a couple of days ago, and I'm just trying to get good audio in it. So talking in normal voice, and I'm just going to do the same run as I did on the first test, same sort of speed, just so I've got a comparison. And that's the visor down, so it's a bit more echoey for me. Right, so there's a few things I've found out about audio since I've been exploring using a digital recorder. So I did do a few videos of that, but I haven't posted them up because they, for one reason or another, they didn't work very well. I kept on forgetting to turn various things on and not plugging the thing in the right place and all sorts, but I had a mic for the voice and a separate mic for the engine noise, and they were being recorded on two separate channels on a Zoom H5. And one of the things you could do with the Zoom is you can take an output that's like something like minus 15 dB and stick it into a camera, which is really useful. So I had it like that. So in actual fact I was doing 3-track recording. I was recording on the camera, and I was recording on the Zoom the engine noise and the microphone for the voice, and then I was able to sync the Zoom with the camera audio, and that lined up the footage for me, which was an easy way of getting it in sync. So anyway, all that aside, it kind of worked, but it was a lot of faff, and there was wires everywhere, and I didn't really like lots of wires dangling around to my belt and from the helmet and by my neck, so that kind of got put to one side. But the one thing I did learn about audio, I used to think the reason I was getting poor audio was because my microphone wasn't very good. So I actually tried a lot of microphones out, and the one I ended up using predominantly is the My Mic sports mic. Bit expensive, but I kind of figured it was about the best choice. Since then I'm not so sure. Since then I'm not so sure that a £7 microphone might not work just as well. So what I found out was that the microphone picks up what's there, believe it or not. I'm doing 60 now, still talking in a normal voice. So the microphone picks up the audio, so if there's helmet noise, it's also picking up the helmet noise as well as my voice. Now the camera, the TomTom Bandit, has got an automatic gain control, which means that as the environment that the microphone picks up, the total noise the microphone picks up increases, it caps the volume and decreases the volume. It doesn't work brilliantly, but it does work. And if you've ever looked at all my Bandit audio tests, you know how much testing I did with TomTom to get that right, or as right as it could be, without redesigning the internals of the camera. So yesterday when I was doing my first test, as I'm going along this very stretch here, the noise increased and the volume went down, so my voice got quieter. So what I've done now is I've built a little foam sound booth for the microphone. So there's foam wrapped all the way around it, apart from the bit that's pointing towards me, my mouth, and then there's a little bit of fake fur over that opening. So it's kind of like the put and the tut. Doesn't pop so much. Or at least it didn't when I was checking it in the office. So I thought, well, I'll come out on a run, do the same run as I did yesterday, and see what my little sound booth is like. I think it might work quite well. So it's basically shielding the microphone, hopefully, from the wind noise or the helmet noise. And the only opening to the microphone is the bit that's pointing towards my mouth. And if it works, I'll show you what I've done. Well, it's a bit difficult to see now, it's got fake fur glued to the top of it, but quite an easy little fix. It wouldn't have worked with the shark helmet because that had a lift up chin guard. So I had a microphone on a stalk, which is why I actually went for the Motorbike in the end. I'm still using it on this helmet, but because I've got a little bit more space in front of my mouth and it's rigid, I can mount things to it. So I'm doing about 62 now, and the wind noise is the same as it was yesterday. I'm still talking in a normal voice. I still can't really hear what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm just approaching 70, so I'll take it up to 70. Now that's 70 now. So that's about as noisy as it's ever going to get. I'm sure this helmet's a lot quieter than the shark one. So if I wear earplugs, that'll be a lot more comfortable for me. Anyway, be interesting to see how this works. So I'll go through it, edit it up, and post it up. So I'm just going to count the speed as I drop down and carry on talking to see what the sound's like. Okay, so that's 70, so 70 miles an hour. Dropping down to 65, so 65, dropping down to 60, so that's 60 miles an hour, and dropping down to 55, wind noise has dropped right down now, and dropping down to 50, so that's 50, 45, 40, so we're at 40 now. And the helmet noise has dropped right down. Now we're at 35. I dropped down to 30. Now we're at 30. And I'm still talking in the same voice that I was talking in when I was doing 70. Okay, so that's that. Second test. Hope it's of benefit to some people. I'm sure we're all trying to get good audio. So, as I said, I'll edit this and post it up. So thanks for watching, and if you could subscribe, it helps me out, and it also keeps you informed of any videos I might put up. I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.